Little Italy is one of San Diego's most vibrant, walkable neighborhoods with, you guessed it, tons of great Italian food. And in this video, I'm gonna show you around this neighborhood. I'm gonna turn the camera around so you can see what I can see. The hub of it is right here on India Street. I know, Little Italy and India Street, around the Little Italy sign and around the Market Plaza. But I'm gonna start down this way, what I consider the beginning closer to downtown, and then we'll make our way back this way. All right, so we're officially gonna start the walk here at India and Beach, where there's this little public piazza right here. Lots of little public piazzas in Little Italy. Cute chocolate maker in the back. Looking down India Street, just to the left, which would roughly be south. You see downtown San Diego, the big Hyatt, Manchester Grand back there in the distance. We're gonna come back on Kettner, which is the next block over, but we're gonna walk over this way. There's a cute little breakfast restaurant right here. They got lox Benedict today, but you can see just like this cute old school little breakfast place where they've got gooseberries and jam, buttermilk biscuits. Now get your pancakes, get your breakfast burritos in this little blue building on the corner. The place we're not going to walk by, but is really good, just a couple blocks over to the right, is Extraordinary Desserts. Some of the best desserts in the neighborhood for pizza. I've not eaten here myself, but I've heard a lot of people tell me great things about Isola for pizza. And a lot of these restaurants have outdoor seating, so I guess they're just building up some over here. Over on that side, we see the Consulate of Mexico. So if you need to do any business with Mexico, you can do it here in San Diego's Little Italy. Shouldn't it be the consulate for Italy? I mean, I think it should. Does anybody know any Italy government people that we can talk to about that to get a to get an Italian consulate in San Diego's Little Italy? We are close to Mexico, so that makes sense. And of course, from across the Mexican consulate, we've got La Casa Verde Mexican Eats, where you can get some fancy tacos. Fish tacos, those are the ones to get while you're in San Diego. Or get yourself the surf and turf, which usually is like some shrimp and some steak, or if you're a fancy place, maybe some lobster and some steak. This neighborhood still, a lot of old school stuff that's coming up under development. This little like auto radio specialists. I feel like this has been closed for as long as I've known this place. I've grown up in San Diego, and they're all being built up to these kind of like 4 or 5 story things. This neighborhood can't get too tall because it's in the flight path of the airport, and so that kind of keeps the like maybe quaint feel, I think, of the neighborhood, because the buildings probably aren't ever coming up to be 40, 50 stories here because the plane's going overhead. Looking down this way, we see the San Diego County government building just down there. There's a cool water park. Not a water park like a theme park, but it does have like fountains and things like that. We've got the Old Town trolley tours going around here. On the side it says it's San Diego's best tour. I think it is probably the main kind of like hop-on, hop-off tour in San Diego. On the right, there's a couple of Italian like supermarkets in Little Italy, or maybe they're small markets. The Market by Buon Appetito is one of them, so if you're looking for pasta sauce, things like that, that's a good spot to check out. I'll show you the 2 other ones and which one turns out to be my favorite. We've got Crudo for seafood. This place is really most popular for dinner time, so if you're like Chris, why aren't more people here? Really, Little Italy gets hopping for, I'll say starting in maybe like happy hour, so like starting at maybe like 3 or 4 p.m. and going late into the night. Sorrento, another Italian restaurant. I don't even think they're open for lunch, as it would seem today. Salunto across the way is a classic that's been in Little Italy for a super long time. There's also a popular British pub on the corner, Princess Pub and Grill. Ironside, a lot of these have just kind of like a cool vibe to them. Like, look at the vibe inside this restaurant. Like, it's just, San Diego is definitely about cool dining areas. Another cool dining area is this restaurant that's just up on the 2nd floor above the main piazza right up there. Oh, if you're looking for ice cream, this one's pretty good. Salt and straw ice cream right here. they'll often have long lines once it's dessert time after dinner. Looking for another brunch, check out the Parakeet Cafe over here. And if you're looking for a place to stay, there's a lot of cute little hotels in here. One of them, the La Pension Hotel. We're gonna go head over and cross the street right here. This is at India and Date. This is the British pub, the Princess Pub and Grill. There are farmers markets here every Wednesday and Saturday mornings. Wednesday, it's from 9:30 to 1:30. Saturdays from 8 until 2 p.m. So where we started this walk, this is, I'll zoom out, this is downtown San Diego right here. And so Little Italy, we started at India and Beach. Although technically on this map, they're going like, oh, go further, go down to A, but it's mostly office buildings down that way. We're walking this way, we're gonna walk down India for a while, and then we're gonna switch to Kettner to come back, and we'll mark our way over to the Santa Fe Depot, the Amtrak station, because if you're coming from points north, like San Diego's North County, or you're coming from Orange County or Los Angeles, you can take the train all the way from LA Union Station just to a couple blocks from here. So it makes it a pretty cool day trip if you're exploring San Diego. Take the train and then just walk around. So Vincenzo has this cool restaurant down here. They've got some downstairs seating, and then there's another restaurant that has some cool upstairs seating, but like this bar that's just on the sidewalk, I think it's cool. Another pizza place across the way, Mr. Moto. They make pretty solid pizzas. I have eaten that pizza and I like it. We've got the Little Italy sign where I officially started this video. No, most of the parking around here is pay parking, so do plan to pay for your parking. Street parking can be limited, so you might end up parking in one of the pay parking lots. One of my favorite houses in Little Italy is this house. There's an Italian dude who lives in this yellow house right here, often sits in front of it in those chairs, looks out, says hi to people in the neighborhood. So if you see him as you walk by, say hello to one of the friendly Italian locals in the awesome yellow house. Okay, Mimo's Italian Village is another popular Italian restaurant here. Many of these restaurants will have kind of people who stand out front, you know, so reservation. We've got some fresh grated cheese we're grating up there. Okay, so another one of the supermarkets or Italian markets is Filippi's. This place also serves dinner. Filippi's has a lot of locations in San Diego. If the line for this one's too long, go to Pacific Beach, go to Mission Valley, because this one can get really busy. But it's a popular place because it has this cool Italian market in here. It just has this smell of, you know, pasta and like the Italian meats and things like that. And then the line to wait to be seated at dinner time can often extend all the way back this way. But you can see it's also just a, you know, just a cute old school Italian restaurant with the red and white tablecloths, open kitchen. Pizzas here, people have I would say a love-hate relationship with the pizzas here. They have a lot of cheese on them, and so some people really love all the cheese on them. Other people like me think there might be a bit too much cheese on the Filippi's pizzas. Okay, so like I say, if the line's too long at this one, then go to the one in Pacific Beach or go to the one in Mission Valley that I feel like never have lines. Okay. And for Filippi's, they do have a little parking lot right next door that is heavily patrolled by security guards, so don't think about parking there and going someplace else. Another restaurant I have eaten at is Ristorante Ilando up on the second floor of this building. Solid Italian food. And then they've also got a related pizza place just underneath, right down here, where you can get some legit New York pizza by the slice. And where do you eat that? They've got, this is like the restaurant eating, and then this is the pizza eating. This is the cheap seats. Okay, and you can see parking so impacted. This is the Filippi's employee parking, where they've got the cars like double and triple parked in here. One can't leave until other people leave. That's how challenging the parking in this neighborhood is. Okay, we have another little piazza over here with a globe on here. This is Piazza Barcellona. There used to be a really cool art place on the corner here, but they have moved to Point Loma. What's the name of that art place? Oh, I should remember, but it was like Blick Arts and Crafts. If you're looking for them, they're no longer here. They've now moved to the Midway district in Point Loma. Okay, here we've got just another like cool exterior of this building. what is this? What is this restaurant called? Born and Raised. Oh, some friends of mine have said they think this place has the best burgers in San Diego. I've not eaten there yet, but I need to try it out. A cool little wine bar here in this little shack in the middle. This is like a historic house, and so when they built this tall thing, they had to like keep this little historic element as a part of it. Okay. Habusa, which now open for lunch. I feel like this is one where, like, before COVID, more of these places were open for lunch, and then COVID hit, and so many places just open for dinner. But you can see it's another, like, neat vibe in this place. And for dinner, this place just, like, absolutely packs them in. Cool art up this way, up on top of this building. And clearly this is going to be something else someday over on this corner. Some, 5 or 6 story lofts. You might be able to hear a plane coming over right now. I don't know if the microphone picked it up all that well, but plane just coming down in the distance over there. This is Grape Street on the corner of Grape and India. We've got an outpost of Shake Shack, the burger chain from New York, with like 6 parking spaces, so not too many. On this corner, this used to be a bar. I guess it's still a bar, but it's also a taco place too. Taco Loco, it's a bar because children must be accompanied by a parent at all times, meaning it's a bar more than it is a taco place. Okay, looking down this way, we can see the San Diego Bay off in the distance. San Diego's Point Loma neighborhood right up there, really small. I know it's a wide angle lens, so it's hard to see. Little Italy, being close to downtown, does unfortunately have a bit of a homeless problem. So there are some people that do find themselves living out here on the streets, particularly out in front of 7-Eleven. I don't know why 7-Eleven has become like the, I don't know, maybe because the drinks are cheaper. They can panhandle in front of it. Next door, we've got 3 Punk Ales Brewing Company. That's going to be busier later. You can see their hours. Weekdays tend to be opening up at 5, opening up at noon on the weekends. There's a cool little barber shop over here, Vince's Barber Shop. That's split these 2 little buildings, this little building and this little building, that you can get a haircut. I also like these yellow buildings right here. This is classic San Diego, and these 2-story wooden constructions, craftsman style. These were probably built in like 1910 vintage, roughly. So my favorite Italian restaurant in Little Italy is this one right here, Mona Lisa. And we'll see a plane coming in. Air Canada coming in for a landing. Mona Lisa has a really good lunchtime lasagna special. And what I love about it is you don't have to wait. So you go in, there's 2 parts. There's supermarket that we'll check out, or the market, and then there's the restaurant part. You come in here, and you can see this is another old school Italian vibe kind of place. But then in the back, where you see those lights, is a little lunch cafeteria style counter that you can go in, and they've got fresh pasta, and they've got fresh lasagna. And you can also get sandwiches over here in the market or deli section. This is of the Italian markets. This one is definitely going to be my favorite. I feel like it has the biggest selection, friendly people. You got lots of wines. You got lots of Italian products, and you can get some great sandwiches back here too. Or you can take some of that lasagna, ravioli, olives, things like that to go. Even maybe some mozzarella cheese. Okay. And I also really love their marinara sauce, which you can take the marinara sauces home too. Okay. They got marinara sauce, they got meat sauce. If you want to order from the counter, like to get a sandwich, make sure you take a number in the supermarket. If you're at the restaurant side, then you just walk up. The restaurant side is table service in the evenings, but in the daytime, it operates as that Italian cafeteria, which honestly I like better because it's faster. My favorite lasagna in all of San Diego is at Mona Lisa. Okay, we've got on this corner, we've got a taco shop coming soon, it says. Okay, we'll have to check that out once they open. Hawthorne Street that we're just crossing is one that many people would take from the freeway to get to the airport. So Little Italy is a great stop on your way to and from San Diego Airport, because chances are if you're picking up a rental car or driving, well, I mean, I guess the rental car facility's moved a few blocks, but it's still quite close to the rental car facility. It's like a half mile from the rental car facility. There are a lot, in addition to the Italian restaurants, we've seen a few bars. There's also a lot of breweries, microbreweries, more wine places that come down here. As we get further down this way, it kind of gets out of the, I'll call it like out of the hustle and bustle of Little Italy. I see a dog on there on the sidewalk, and he seems well behaved, standing there guarding whatever this place is. But I'm just gonna walk over here just to be safe. Okay, because you never know the random look you might give to a dog, and all of a sudden they go from quiet to less quiet. Okay. Funny story. This brick building over here, one of my first jobs was in this building. One of my first jobs when I was like 16, I did tech support for a internet service provider, and I worked in that building answering the phones, doing tech support. All right, it's probably one of those little things that if you're a follower of Yellow Productions, you never knew until now. Okay, Ballast Point, this is another big brewery. They also have a location in Disneyland, in downtown Disney. There is a Ballast Point. So if you've watched my downtown Disney walking tour and I say, hey, this place comes from San Diego, now you know. All right, this is their big tasting room in San Diego. And they got a cool wheel here on the door. Here's their menu: pretzels, fries, Cobb salad, and a real kind of international selections of mains. And of course, well, you're probably here for the beers, and so there's a quick shot of it. This section will also be a lot busier in the evenings, but not as busy as the part that we walked around by the main piazza. So if you're kind of like trying to look for parking and you find none in the center, then come on over this way. You'll generally find a lot more parking over here, particularly if you're willing to pay over in lots like this. Though most of these lots, you have to like pay first before you display, and then the street parking here, meters enforced, $2.50 per hour for the parking meters here. There's a popular ramen spot here on the corner, Rocky, that has also a vegan sushi bar and vegan izakaya next door. Okay, so India Street continues on this way. Little Italy kind of peters out right about here, and then once you go underneath the bridge of the 5 freeway, it goes into Mission Hills. It's worthwhile, if you like Mexican food, to check out El Indio down there. El Indio Mexican food. They have some really unique chips and salsa. It is some of my wife OC girl's favorite in San Diego. They also have some really good rolled tacos or rolled taquitos. In particular, you can get your rolled tacos in what they call mordaditas, which they put nacho cheese all over the rolled tacos, like rolled tacos smothered in nacho cheese. Likely not very healthy, but quite tasty. On this corner, we've got Bird Rock Coffee Roasters. Bird Rock comes from San Diego's Pacific Beach, La Jolla neighborhood, where there is a rock known as Bird Rock. My wife enjoys the coffee from there. I'm less of the coffee drinker. But this is now Kettner. And so Kettner's another cool street to walk around on, because there's a lot of restaurants down here too. The train tracks, if you were taking the train or the trolley, they're just right here on this. So many of these streets don't go through. This place is cool. This place is called the Crack Shack, and they specialize in fried chicken. So you see all these chickens right here, and these are all like the chicken sandwiches that they have, or whole fried chickens too. They're open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. on Saturdays. Pretty busy, like all outdoor seating over here, as is popular in San Diego. So you get your food, well, you get a number, you sit out here. There's also an open bar out there, popular here to like watch a Padres game. They've got a big screen in the back. They've got a big chicken, and then they've got some cool artwork in the back. You probably can't see it because of the sun, but there's a picture of the classic Beatles thing where they're walking across the crosswalk, except they've all got chicken heads on them. So we've got the little Italy signage up here. park easy in Little Italy. Apparently there's a parking website, but I have never found the parking to be easy in Little Italy. I will tell you, my pro tip, if you come here on weekdays, is most of the metered parking is until 6 p.m. And so the pro tip is to get here like a little after 4 p.m. or before 5, and then fill up the meter for an hour or an hour and a half, and it goes till 6, and then it's free parking after that. If you come after 6 o'clock, because all the parking is free at that point, then you're gonna have absolutely no place to park because it's all gonna be full. Note that green and yellow zones in San Diego are also parking after 6 p.m. You don't have to pay, and if it's a green spot, that's 20 minutes. Unless it says otherwise, it might say 24-minute loading, but if it doesn't, then you can park in the green zone after 6 p.m. for more than 20 minutes, ignoring the timeline. If you're looking for Gelato, it's one of my favorite gelato shops in Little Italy, Boy, and it's also got a cool like outdoor bar over here. But those are some of the gelato flavors up there today. Pistachio, dark chocolate sorbet, salted caramel, rose, almond, and if you want one of the local specialties, Julian apple pie. There's this neighborhood east of San Diego called Julian up in the mountains. Julian is popular for its apples. It is a big apple growing region. People go there to get apple pie and do some gold panning. Julian is also a popular neighborhood to go to when it snows. So, okay, I'm hungry. It's lunchtime, and I've been meaning, I like pizza. I've been meaning to try this place, Slice House by Tony. So let's go get some pizza. All right, so I stopped in and I got my pizza. I got their America's Finest slice right here, which has some like tomatoes, some mozzarella cheese, some of this mozzarella cheese, some spicy oil on top, and then I got the traditional, I don't know, it's not clear to me whether this is Sicilian or Detroit style, because they say they have both, but smells good. You can hear the planes coming up above me, hot, toasted up fresh. Good, I like this. This is Yellow Productions approved pizza. All right, that pizza was pretty good. I'm gonna say this might be one of my new favorites in Little Italy. The one I probably eat up most of all of these is Mr. Moto Pizza, but this place is pretty good. It's hard for me to say that it takes my new top spot because I've only eaten here once and I don't know if it's consistent, but the like America's Finest slice also had some like sesame seeds in the crust. I mean, it was a really, really unique, high quality pizza. All right, turn the camera back around so you can see what I can see. We are going back across Hawthorne. Mona Lisa restaurant that we saw with the good lasagna is up that way. Someone's carrying a bag of ice. My guess that they probably got from Mona Lisa to bring back to their apartment. We've got some Pedini modern kitchens. A lot of the apartments, condos that are down here in Little Italy are pretty pricey, and so people buying some fancy kitchens. But again, with the, when I talk about green zone, this is a green zone. So this is an example. This 15-minute parking right here is 15-minute parking from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So after 6 p.m., you can park in that 15-minute spot. So the trick there would be to get to that spot at 5:45 and then park there. And same thing with these yellow zones. These yellow zones right here. This is a 20-minute commercial loading zone from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So after 6 p.m., then you can park at this yellow zone for free, and you don't have to be loading. Oh, this thing I'm passing right here, this is the Waterfront Bar, classic dive bar here in Little Italy. Okay, by the way, if you're playing a drinking game, the drinking game along with this video is Little Italy, maybe Italy or Italian. The more times I say that, then you can drink. Okay, there's a cool donut spot here across the street called Devil's Dozen. You order from a little window right there, and then you can eat up on top. It's a pretty cool place. This is just another pay parking lot over here in the corner. I think this used to be like a rental car company that went out of business or something like that. A lot of odd rental car companies around, being so close to the airport. Plane landing or plane taking off? I hear jet engines, but I don't see anybody. All right, I'm gonna speed up this traffic and come back to you once the light turns green. Here, we'll look off in this direction because it's prettier. Green light, crossing the street. This guy has a hard time staying out of the crosswalk, apparently. It's a challenge. It's a challenge to stop behind the line. Cool art here on this little power thing. Okay, so just to show you on this map where we are now, with the star of You Are Here, you can see we walked along India Street down this way. We turned about here, back this way, had pizza. Now we're gonna make our way all this way up to the Amtrak coaster and San Diego trolley station of Santa Fe Station. Okay, so as you can see, oh, this is interesting. In this garage for this kind of upscale apartments, they've got like a fancy curtain in there. I don't know what the curtain closes off, but there's a curtain. I don't think they do performances in their parking garage. Okay, we've got past a art gallery, and across the way on the other side is Underbelly. I think that's a ramen spot. Like, I think they're big on their like pork belly. It's got some cool outdoor seating too. Just across the street from that, you see this cool little cute gray cottage, another one of these cute craftsman houses with the sign that says demolition on the side. I don't think it's going to be around too much longer. We've got Roman wolves, Roman cucina, and a little plaza here that you can sit in. This is Piazza Pescatore. This is Fur Street. Yeah, but you can see there's 3 sets of these little craftsman bungalows here. No doubt that's gonna be Little Italy's next high rise. And it looks like they're, in front of this one, in front of Underbelly, it looks like they're building a whole bunch of outdoor seating in front of there. So San Diego kind of went through this permitting thing. I feel like a lot of California cities went through this about like, oh, you can have your outdoor seating. No, you can't. You got to take it away. Oh, you got to apply for a permit to rebuild it. So now they're having them like build it for real. This place says get the best iced tea in San Diego at the Tea Bazaar. It is a tea shop as far as I can tell, but maybe they sell iced tea too. We're passing a barber on the right and a nail salon, so you can get your hair done did and your nails done did at the same time. Well, not at the same time. They're 2 different places. Okay. We've got some cute little shop here on the right. Cute clothing shop. Buy one, get one free. 20% off all loungewear. Is that like pajamas? Loungewear? I guess so. Mm-hmm. Here we have the Pilates room. If you want to do some Pilates. Is anybody in the Pilates room right now? Doesn't look like it. Pretty dark in the Pilates room. We've got the San Diego Police parking enforcement here on the right. They're pretty strict about the parking meters here, so make sure you pay them. We're crossing Date, so this is the end of the Little Italy Farmers Market today. By the way, if you do want to see more of a tour of the Farmers Market, you're like, Chris, why aren't you going through there? That looks interesting. I got a whole video walking through Little Italy Farmers Market. There will be a link in the description or at the end of this video if you want to take a walk through the market itself. Okay, we've got construction for a couple blocks, so I'm going to go ahead and speed this up until we get closer to the actual train station. Yeah, this is looking at that San Diego County Administration building again right here. This is the Little Italy trolley stop. So if you're taking the trolley to Little Italy stop, you'd be stopping there. Okay. Speeding us back up again. All right, so we're almost at the train station, but I want to point out in this cool building, the McClintock Storage Warehouse Company is a tasty Thai place, Aharn Thai. And then behind it, inside there, is a stone brewery room. Would you call it a brewery room? I'm not sure exactly what they call it. But Stone Brewing, which is another big San Diego brewery, has their little spot in there. So this is Santa Fe Station on the right. This is the big train station, San Diego's central train station. It's a really cool historic train station. Looks like it's, oh, horn works, oh, loud. Which is a cool historic train station. We will pop our heads into it, or pop our camera into it. And then on the left over here, behind this big fence, is the America Plaza. So the main trolley hub for the San Diego Trolley, the red trolleys that go around, not the Old Town Trolley, not the hop-on, hop-off bus, but San Diego's light rail mass transit is called the San Diego Trolley. Then the main trolley station is just a stop right over here to the left. The main entrance to the train station is usually right here across this crosswalk, but it looks like we'll have to be crafty getting in here today. Speaking of the red trolleys, you can see the actual San Diego light rail right there, the MTS, San Diego Trolley Metropolitan Transit System. And since there's no cars, let's go ahead and hop across this way to get into Santa Fe Depot. It's a smaller version of Union Station in Los Angeles, but many of the stations in California are barely even buildings, so it's kind of cool that there is this old historic station here. And it gets a lot of use because it's so convenient in downtown. If you're staying in a hotel around here, you can easily take the train in and then walk. I see a lot of international visitors do this, particularly from Los Angeles to San Diego. So this is the cool old station with the wooden benches, like old chandeliers up on top, old like tile on the walls that says Santa Fe. And if you didn't buy your tickets online, you can buy your tickets here in person too. So they still have staffed windows to buy the tickets. And then because this is the terminal station, this is the farthest south Amtrak goes in California, the trains all, they end here, they stop here. So you can see one hanging out right there. They'll stop there, they will clean them, and then to board them, you generally wait in line over here. They have two lines, one for business class boarding and one for unreserved coach boarding, because the coach seats are all unreserved. Just go and grab a seat. And so if you want to get the best seats, then you go ahead and wait in line. There's the cool visitor information booth over here, though I don't know if they actually staff this anymore. It's got a cool display of the transit here in San Diego, some various brochures you can pick up. There are restrooms in here, so if you're looking for public restrooms downtown, you'll find a couple in here. And there's even a little cafe. You can get some coffees, donuts, things like that while you are waiting to board the train. There's a little fountain over here. Oh, it's a cool historic thing, like this building. See, they kept this historic part right here, but then they built the building up on top of it. And there's no coaster or trolley access through station. Yeah, you have to, it's annoying. I guess because the construction, you can't get over there right now, but you can see the train part is over there, and then the trolley part is right here. So a little red trolley is coming up right now. From here, you can hop on the blue line up to UTC, or you can hop on the green line to San Ysidro, which is roughly the Mexican border. Well, all right, fellow explorers, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see my Little Italy Farmers Market tour, you can click right here. Or if you want to see more of my San Diego travel tips, everything you need to know before you come to San Diego, where to stay, what to eat, what to do, check out this video right here. As usual, I won't say goodbye because I'll see you in the next video.